everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's Week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the San Antonio Marshals. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
Tight end to the right, boy, tight end to the right. Move. 4 down, check, 4 down.
The first carry now, this is Alvin Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd down, Kamara. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw here. The open man is Smith. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Looking to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. They got to figure this out. They got to figure him out. 4 sacks last week. Now one in the first quarter. What do?
Well, great pass rushers usually have a go-to move, but the best pass rushers, they have counters to their go-to move. So they'll show you that. Then when you adjust, they counter it and still get to the quarterback. And you don't pile up that many sacks. What do you have, 4 in the game last week? Without having some go-to moves with counters.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. They'll set up to throw. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. It's the Mississippi State product at quarterback. Calling the shots will be Dak Prescott.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. third and long for Prescott. And it's complete. Henry. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there, now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Check, watch 54. Pilot, 64, wait. What we got?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 12 carries, 70 yards.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week to pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Going quickly here to Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. He's got Smith here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
When you try to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A pretty large mental mistake right there to give him the first.
It's situational football, and you have to know you're down in distance. On that 4th down, any type of penalty would give them a 1st down, so you can't jump off sides. You can't encroach. You've got to be careful.
We're scoreless after 1. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Down. 60 or.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards, good for the Saints, first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big play there. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. To throw again on second down, Prescott.
But nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Harmon. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Kelvin Harmon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
12 yards on the return that time, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here is the home side to take over on offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. Going left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. And a huge play that time. 52 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On the catch, it's Crowder. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd and goal, Prescott. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Damian Harris. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 23. A great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return.
Check, 47. Man, that's trash.
Play action now. Prescott. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now they try the right side here.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. On third down, it's Prescott. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this is Ertz with it, right side. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And they'll get him down up past the 15. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
He'll drop to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
But that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's third and short. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to fourth down. They're never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way, lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So here is the home side to take over on offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Right back to him on first down. A gain of 3, second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll run here with John Kelly. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's caught by Kelly. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Prescott. This one caught by Crowder. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Then we're going to 53.
Prescott from the gun on third. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
60 or. Rip left, rip left.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Back now in San Antonio. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And give the tackle to Anthony Walker.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll look to throw, and he connects with Ertz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And McCoy loses the football. And this is picked up by the defense.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So here is the home side to take over on offense. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. And now it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Airing one out for Crowder. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And a loose football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly.
Cheetah!
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. So here's the home side to take over on offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it is strictly for pride.
Here's Prescott. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.